right, so look, when you're doing this, it's controlled by software on the computer.
Oh, yeah, we saw it working.
Right, so this shows you everything that's happening on the. It's laggy, but we'll learn more about this later. But for now, just make sure when somebody's speaking, practice zooming in and out right now, so and like moving the camera so that it's not jerky.
I do insulin.
And then everything will tip over. And then
Health issues. And you're not going well right
that will. I'm not right now. Sorry.
now. Ladies, I need you to move, please. If I can set one. I took it back to the room. I'm going to set this up first. I took it out of the box because it was not working.
I have to like watch it.
You're not going to be able to see it. Big!
When you are going to the class selection thing, Laura. It's been going to.
My mom and dad, my dad was like, I asked them. It's like on my birthday.
If you guys don't mind, I can plug this in here. The outlet.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you guys going to be good to monitor the YouTube chat for any questions that come in?
I believe I'll ask them to monitor. You have to run around.
Oh, yeah, whatever. You know who's doing what, so whoever's
Okay.
available.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
At least I think so.
Yeah, it'll be easier to like be behind the camera.
Oh, they said they would be turning it on, and then we just have to move it. Oh, no, that's not good.
Are you guys going to center it?
It's in the How are we supposed to like direct the camera? The one that goes. Yeah, we already have it on this thing, but like how?
I mean, you can try to be like on the side and just move the camera from the side.
What do you mean?
Without getting in the way of
Yeah,
that.
without getting the
Oh.
projector.
No, that's sophomore day. The link is in the agenda
there's a crank here that raises this part up.
So then, what did we just say? And we need somebody tall.
So for the video, just set it and come down. Because you're not going to have to zoom in and out on the video.
Let me just make sure it's good.
Camera, that looks so good.
I know how to do it. Hold on, let me just.
Turn the camera.
There really is a lag. Yeah, but for this, they don't need to. They're just going to focus on the screen, and
We're good.
you're not quite good. I'm sorry, this is lag. But is the whole screen in there?
Yeah, it's full. It's huge. See, maybe it's because that's small, but that's.
Wait, what if you like?
Maybe you should get up and look at it to make sure. Because we know what it is. Keep looking at it. I think it's just it's a 9.
And here,
Because the screen is 9.
yeah, here the whole thing is in there. And then in the computer it looks different.
No, that maybe it's just because it's. I don't.
The iris? That's
what I'm saying.
Perfect, you're right.
Put that on my coat.
Hi, am I manning the live stream?
No.
No. That's
And I guess yeah, but if I stand next to you, I'd be taller. Pretty sure like I'm an inch taller than you actually.
Ms. Macy? Is everybody, are they going to talk from the stage?
What?
Are they going to talk from the stage?
No, they're going to talk from right here.
Okay, so we're set up for the stage.
Can you just turn around and show the kids?
So,
That's fine. Okay, she will go up there.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know I would have set up differently.
No.
You're doing a good job. You gotta learn how to do this. Now, I have to get this after one.
Mr. McKay, where do you want the podium? I don't need it. No, I don't need it. I'll walk around. The podium is okay. Okay. This is actually where do you want it? Right next to where do you want it? Oh, look,
That's fine. Yeah, we're good.
is that your mom? It's Sandra.
And then the thing closed, and then she couldn't see me. No, it's not like that. Like it went to a completely different street. It went to the basketball game. We were watching the basketball. No, he put the link, and then we started watching the basketball game.
Is it a bar?
No, they got the link up there too. No, they couldn't. It's Richard said it's what? I don't know. So then why are you talking to me? Put your shit.
Let's go, ladies. Starting B. Yes. You're going to be introducing her. Do we have a mic up there? You want to set? Hold up.
The key's on top. V, push the button. Set up a second mic. I didn't know you wanted to call it.
Miss Mason.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your patience today.
It's going to take a second.
This morning we have a very special event happening in the school today. We have a vaccination clinic. It is not being run just by anyone. We are very honored to have in the house with us the person who actually started the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium here in the city of Philadelphia. She is the woman that I hope you all aspire to be, and when you hear her story and her why, I hope it is an inspiration to you. This morning, to give her a formal introduction, we have our COVID-19 student and ambassador who has worked with Philly DAX, V. Nguyen.
Hello. I'm down here real quick. Let me make myself. Over here. Yeah, we're staying here now. Anyway. Thank you very much for the introduction, Ms. Nisi. Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing great. So, my name is Lee Nguyen. I'm an ID senior. I hope you guys see me around. So I have worked with Philly Vax Ambassadors. That's a little organization that was made last year, and it was dedicated to help spread awareness about the vaccine for teenagers. So I also believe in like teen-to-teen contact, because teens might have a different language than adults and teens. So I'm the barrier between that, and today we have our wonderful guest, Dr. Ava Staker, as you guys have heard. And she has grown up and she's born and grown up here in North Philly. So she was a fellow Philadelphian like us. And I would like for you guys to give her a warm welcome as she brought her whole community of the Black Doctors Consortium here with us today. So give her a warm applause. Thank you very much. And Dr. Ava Staker.
She's coming on the stage. Before she begins, we're just going to show a brief video. We need sound on the... We need sound on the system over here.
Okay. And it's a little bit laggy. She said that it was a lot laggy.
Is that the whole screen?
The noise is going, the thing is going up and down.
Good morning.
Yeah, we're just
Good morning, Girls High. Girls. Dr. Stanford asked me to introduce her because I am a graduate of the Philadelphia High School for Girls. I am 232. We have some other teammates here that have the support and are part of our executive team. Cynthia, where are you? Well, Cynthia's here as well. We wanted to make sure that all of you know that Girls High Girls are working hard to support the Black Doctors Consortium, and that we are here to be role models for you as women who are natives of Philadelphia. Also, Dr. Stanford and I go way, way back. She and I have known each other for many, many years. We went to camp together, so we've known each other since I was 7. We were also roommates in college at Penn State University. We are. And also we are sorority sisters with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the sorority for our second lady, our vice president of the United States. So women and ladies of Girls High, please, please, watch the video, ask us as many questions as possible. We are here to be your role model, your mentors, and also to give you access to some of the things that we've been given access to because of our education here at Philadelphia High School for Girls. Dr. Stanford, we love you. We love everything that you do. Please come up while they're working on the sound check.
Okay, hi everyone. So let me just say a little bit. I'm so used to walking that I can't. Let's see. I was actually, born across the street at Einstein Hospital and grew up in North Philly and Germantown and Mount Airy. And I went to Lingelbach. I went to John E. Kelly for my MG and AT classes. I went to Fiddler Academic Plus School. And my mother had to move and we ended up graduating high school in New Jersey, but my brother went to Central 252. But aside from all of that, my mom was, should I keep going? Okay, yes, oh, okay.
Move it more.
So, all right. My mother, can you guys hear me? My mother was 13 when she was pregnant with me. Yeah. Anybody 13 in here?
You should probably move it down.
My mother was 13.
Down.
Okay, I didn't mean that. Can you guys still hear me okay? Okay. My mother was 13 and my father was 17. Well, okay. Relax. But the reason my mother went to Germantown High School, my father went to Simon Gratz. And the reason I'm telling you that is because they were young. We were on public assistance. They worked very hard to take care of my brother and I. And many things that I wanted in life, my mind was my way to get there. And so because I studied, and because I had a desire to learn, and I also wanted to get out of the neighborhood which I grew up in, I put all of my energy into my books, and I invested in myself. And so I went to college, and subsequently went to medical school, and I became a pediatric surgeon. And a pediatric surgeon obviously operates on children. Everything from the neck to the pelvis I operate on, but I also along the way became board certified in general surgery. So I am licensed by the American Board of Surgery to operate on preterm newborn infants through 100-plus-year-olds. And the reason I told you that to start is because most people wouldn't say that a young black girl born to teenage parents out of North Philadelphia on public assistance would be the first African American woman trained entirely in the United States in pediatric surgery. But I am, and I have remained true to my Philly roots. And so when COVID hit, and I'm from Philadelphia, everyone was calling me saying, Ayla, I think I have this COVID, but I can't get tested anywhere. Every time I go somewhere, they turn me away. I took 2 buses to get there. They told me I had to be in a car. I showed up, they said, because my doctor's not on staff, I can't get tested. Because my insurance wasn't active, I couldn't get a test. And because I'm a surgeon with my own practice, I said, I'm gonna go to the people who are being diagnosed, who are sick the most from coronavirus disease, and I'm gonna move my entire office to the streets of Philadelphia. And I was able to do that by partnering with churches that allowed me to use their parking lots and basically their electricity. And I moved my office. I told you I'm a surgeon, so I know many of you are wearing masks for the first time in the last 2 years, but I have been a physician for 25 years, and as a surgeon, I wear a mask every day in the operating room as I'm operating on people. So I had a lot of supplies, and I took it to the community. And I say that because, you know, people look at doctors, and yes, we are here to make you healthy and have safer lives and increase your life expectancy. But it's also your livelihood, and it's also public health. So when I saw a crisis, I went to the people. This is 4 minutes. And if you guys hadn't seen or known some of what we've been doing in Philadelphia, here it is.
You're good.
Volume 1 day.
So, while again, if you all have a piece of paper and a pen, if you can write down for me if you've been vaccinated, why you were vaccinated, what was your reason, what's your reflection, why did you get vaccinated? And if you have not been vaccinated, I want you to pull out a piece of paper and tell me why not. And I'm going to collect those, or someone's going to collect those from you. So the 2 points are, if you've been vaccinated, I want you to write down why you have. And if you have not been vaccinated, I want you to write down why not. I hope they're writing. I hope all the chatter means you're writing some things down. You do not have to put your name on it if you want to ask me anonymously. And you can ask me anything you want. Anything you want. And I mean anything you want. Especially related to the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Would you like this one? No. So, guys, if you can keep it down just a little bit, because we don't have a lot of time, and I want to make sure we maximize our time together. So I'm going to keep talking until you all stop talking. Thank you very much.
It's not on, is it?
So, I've been to several high schools in the city, and now the audio is going? Okay.
Use this connector. So now that we have sound there. Oh, there goes my mic.
Ooh, that sounds positive. Oh boy. I know. Thank you. Oh, that's great. There it is.
Where I was born, there's crime. Poor living people. North Philly.
Is it playing or not?
No, it's not playing. Would you like to play it?
What's the extra line? This one?
Yeah. This one.
North Philly, where I was born, there's crime. Poor living conditions. No grocery stores. And that grit that comes from being a poor kid raised in Philadelphia is what has given me the tenacity to press on no matter what, but also allows me to identify with the people I serve every day.
My doctor, this is Dr. Ayla Stanford. Wow! We are really coming to a bad where?
This is also a bit of a spiritual expansion for me too.
Yeah, what are we saying? Who are we talking
I don't know.
It's
To
just
people at
us.
home?
The people at home.
Okay,
Philly,
so what do you want to say
in
to
the
people at
building.
home?
We just say what's up, Philly, even when we're not in Philly, we stay
Right.
together, we rock together,
That's
we're holding
right.
it down
Holding
for
it
Philly
down, that's
as
right.
always.
Always true
As
to our
always.
roots.
To
Doesn't
our
matter
Philly
where
roots.
we are in the world. Okay. I did not see this.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Let's bring in our pandemic experts right now. Dr. Ayla Stanford, founder and CEO of the Black Doctors of COVID-19 Consortium.
Thank you for that very kind introduction, Mayor Kenny, and congratulations to Dr. Stanford and the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium.
I want each and every one of you to remember this. When the global pandemic was sweeping nations across the world, we learned that two of the most necessary elements that we needed to employ in order to curb this global pandemic were testing and contact tracing. The two most important tools that we needed. The disparities that you just mentioned that existed within minority communities who did not have readily access to both of them, it was an issue here in the city of Philadelphia, like it was in cities across the U.S. We had a lady, Senator, who we call our Fannie Lou Hamer, our Harriet Tubman of testing, Dr. Ayla Stanford, the founder of the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium.
40 years ago, in a poor part of Philly, a young girl had a mighty dream. Ayla Stanford would stand in front of a mirror and pretend that the extension cord dangling around her neck was a stethoscope and the bed sheet draped on her shoulders was a medical coat. She'd say, "Hi, my name is Dr. Ayla Stanford. How are you today?" In spite of many odds, her teenage parents taught her that the word can't didn't exist, and she became a top pediatric surgeon. When COVID-19 started killing people in the Black community, she refused to let those poor parts of Philly down. She started the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium to test and eventually vaccinate people. They have tested and vaccinated more than 75,000 people. The trust she built is why it all worked. Even when she herself got COVID, she never stopped listening and leading because she always carries the community with her. She knows what her work and presence mean to the younger girls and boys standing in front of their mirrors. You can be a doctor caring for patients, saving lives, and bringing dignity and decency to all in the middle of a horrific pandemic.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to break the times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I would ask tomorrow, y'all thought it was winning. Touching on me, so I pop out on this finish. Double me, that's my team, I'm taking captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type kind of me, can't think grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, I knew, she'll ride like my ghost.
It also came out that you're 10 times more likely to contract COVID if you're unvaccinated. You're 17% or 17 times more likely to be hospitalized unvaccinated, and 20 times more likely to die if you're unvaccinated. So I agree with Dr. Offit, better days are coming, but still the message is get vaccinated, get to our most vulnerable populations that are more susceptible, and let's protect folks from Alpha, Delta, Omicron, and all of it so we can get to the other side of this.
And God forbid if there's a future variant, a mutation out there, let's protect everyone from those down the road as well. Dr. Ayla Stanford, thanks for all you're doing.
Hey, it took a while, but what'd you think? What'd you think? All right, and so several of those people, not that you need someone famous to say to you, this is why I got vaccinated, but several of those people, I was directly involved with them getting vaccinated, and that's why I put it there, and that's Miss Patti LaBelle and Will Smith, and Jazzy Jeff, and some other ones too, but I'll just stop with that because that's not why I'm here. So some of the questions that you all have asked me, I'm just gonna start with, when I've gone to schools and I say to folks, what do you need to get vaccinated as a high school student in Philadelphia? Most of them say, I need ID, I need insurance, I need a social security number, and I need permission or consent from my parents. If you believe those things are all true, raise your hand. If you believe, okay, put your hand down. If you believe they're not true, raise your hand. Okay, so that's about even, but let me tell you, you do not need ID, you do not need insurance, you do not need your social security number, and if you're in 9th grade through 12th grade, in the city of Philadelphia, you do not need consent from your parents. Do not. And when I've gone to schools and I've told students that, and for that matter, when I've told some instructors that, they didn't know that. And the reason why that was put in place is a lot of times parents are working, they don't have time to get folks over to get vaccinated. Sometimes there are parents and or grandparents that say, I don't want my kid to get it, but the kid really wants to get it because they want to go to the prom. They want to participate in sports. They want to be able to go to a restaurant. They want to travel. They want to be able to go over their friend's house, and the parents say they can't come if they're not fully vaccinated and had a booster. They want to be able, and I said, to travel. Someone said to me recently, I got accepted into a summer program and I can't participate at Penn because I haven't been vaccinated. I had several college kids last year who were like, I'm not getting vaccinated, I'm not. And then once they got their acceptance letter for college, they were unable to come onto the college campus without being vaccinated. Other students, especially right now with basketball and for the guys with wrestling, unable to participate in the tournaments because they were not vaccinated. And for several of those students, when I went to the schools and told them they didn't need consent, they didn't need ID, they did not need a social security number, they did not need consent, they could give their own consent if they understood what the pandemic is, why the vaccine is available. Many of them got vaccinated that day. I can tell you we were at Benjamin Franklin High School last week. 90 students prior to us coming had gotten vaccinated. After 2 days, we doubled that. We more than doubled that number in 48 hours, just because students didn't know what they were eligible to do. And so today, that will be an option for you all throughout the day. If you want your first shot, it's time for your second shot, and if you need or want your booster shot, and it's been more than 5 months since your second, we will be doing that in the cafeteria. It is the cafeteria, correct? Today. All right, let me go over some of these questions. I have not gotten vaccinated, but I'm hopefully going to get it soon. I haven't gotten the vaccine because a lot of the adults in my life are too busy to take me. Well, I mean, I didn't even know what that said. Here's an opportunity. We are here today until 2 o'clock. If someone comes at 2:15, we're not gonna say, sorry, we can't take you, okay? We are here today. You can let your friends know. I know you all have phones. You can text them if they haven't been, and you all can come together. Someone said, I have not been vaccinated because I don't travel a lot. I'd like to wait till there's an official vaccine, and I don't feel that I need to. So let's go through a couple of those. One says, because I don't travel a lot. I get that, but in the city of Philadelphia, just to be able to, or for that matter to New York, which is not far, you need your vaccine card to get into a hotel, to get into a restaurant, to do a lot of things. And I know some are saying, okay, and you have to get a test, and that might be acceptable. But if you're not, and say you don't even get sick, but if you get COVID, but your parents or your grandparents contract it from you, then that's also a problem. Someone said they wanted to wait until there's an official vaccine. And I think what they mean by that is until it's FDA approved. Well, both Moderna, which if you're 18 and younger, or if you're 17 and younger, you can't get anyway, is FDA approved. And Pfizer is also FDA approved. So if that's the official, I would suggest letting you know it is official and FDA approved. And the third thing the person said is, I don't feel I need to. One thing you all may not know is of all the children who have died from COVID, over 50% of them are children of color. Over 50% are children of color, and the majority of whom are African American and Latinx children. That's not just in Philadelphia, that's across the United States, okay? And so I'm not shocked by that number, because remember I told you how I got started in the beginning was because the testing and the resources were not in the communities where people were most impacted. That's where I inserted myself to take care of them, because the city was not. I'm not vaccinated because my dad doesn't want me to be vaccinated. He said he wants to wait and see what will happen. What I can say to you about that is this year will be 2 years. I received my first shot in December of 2020, and there's no tracking device in my body. I haven't developed cancer. I did not turn into a zombie. It did not make me unable to have children. It did not make me unable to be pregnant or infertile or all the things that people talk about. But I can tell you that having COVID is, for children, sometimes after they're not transmitting it anymore, they're not the same kids. Sometimes it's more difficult for them to breathe. Sometimes it's harder to run. Sometimes their memory is not as sharp as it used to be. And for any of you science folks, if you go to Boston Children's and just Google all the kids who are scholar athletes and who had scholarships to go to school and were in honor society that now are totally different kids. after having had COVID, it is real. And that's why when I had the opportunity to bring my staff and to bring the FEMA, because I contacted the White House and said, our kids in Philadelphia do not have the same access, opportunity, and convenience to get vaccinated. They sent FEMA here to help the consortium take care of you. That's why. Someone said I have a medical condition and the doctors don't recommend it. I would suggest you find another doctor or talk to me, because most people, because of a medical condition, is the reason why they need to get vaccinated. I don't know if anyone knows anyone who's pregnant, but there was a study that just came out from the CDC today that the second leading cause of death in pregnant women right now in the United States is COVID. And that when you get vaccinated and you're pregnant, it not only protects yourself, but it protects your unborn child, and they've been able to measure the antibodies in the umbilical cord. So this whole idea that you needed more information, you needed to wait till the science came out, you needed to see the data, we now, because it'll be 2 years next month, that people have been actively aware of this pandemic, we now know that there are antibodies that protect a baby up through 6 months when their mother receives both shots of the vaccine. All right, back to the next stack. Here we go. These are yeses or nos? These are nos, okay. So let's try, let me get some yeses. I'll mix them up. Someone said yes, so I can do stuff. I heard that. All right, I have not been vaccinated because I haven't had the time. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is about as convenient as it's gonna get. That all you have to do, I'm not sure, is the cafeteria downstairs, upstairs, or on this floor?
Downstairs.
That all you have to do is walk downstairs to get it today. In case anyone was asking, all we're giving today is Pfizer. That's the vaccine that was approved first for everything. I can tell you that's what I received, my husband and my children. I have a 13-year-old and 2 11-year-olds, all boys. My 13-year-old has gotten his first dose, his second dose, and his booster. Because he plays basketball, their league has been shut down many times because of COVID outbreaks, and I don't want him to get sick when he's playing against another team. They're touching the ball, they're spitting, they're sweating, they're high-fiving, they're falling on the floor, the coaches are yelling with no masks on, so my son got his booster. I didn't get vaccinated because of the simple fact my mom didn't want me to, and I didn't want it also. So what I would say to folks that say that is ask yourself, why don't you want it? And not just because I didn't want it. You guys are all brilliant. Your minds are brilliant, or you wouldn't be here. So really dig deeper into the why, and when you have medical professionals around to give you the information and the science, please utilize us. That's why we're here, so we can answer. I had one person say to me, I haven't gotten vaccinated because I'm scared of needles. And the needle that we use is the same size we use for a 5-year-old. It's so small, the amount is so small, and before you have a chance to take a deep breath, it's done. So I wouldn't allow that to sway you from something that could protect you and your family. Okay. This is another one that says, my dad doesn't believe in it. Because my mom doesn't trust it, and neither do I. So again, what I would say for that is, you all are here as you are becoming and learning how to be independent thinkers, and so please use your mind. Use your mind. Let me ask you this. How many people know someone who has had COVID? Raise your hand. Okay, now put your hand down. How many of you have had COVID? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you, they don't have it right now, or let's pray now. How many of you know someone who was in the hospital with COVID? The question was, how many of you know someone who was hospitalized with COVID? And the final question is, how many of you knew someone who died from COVID? Raise your hand. Okay. So guys, 2 years ago, there was not something to prevent us from getting COVID, and now there is. And I just want you, if you decide not to do it, that you make sure that it's for a good reason. And I can't think of a reason. Okay, someone said, I'm not doing it because it's not important for me to be vaccinated. I mean, I'm not sure what to tell you about that. It is very important. Some people say, I'm not getting vaccinated because you can get COVID anyway. The vaccine, 1, prevents you from getting COVID, or 2, prevents you from getting very sick. 3, prevents you from being hospitalized or prevents your death. So if you get COVID after you have had your second shot, it is usually a mild illness, meaning you're not very sick. All right, I feel like I'm waiting for a teacher person to tell me when to stop, otherwise I'll keep, okay, it is time. So, guys, first I want to thank you for inviting me and allowing me to take some of your precious time. I want to encourage you all to keep doing what you're doing and invest in yourself and your future. I want to encourage you, especially those who are interested in medicine, to pursue your dreams and goals with that, because with perseverance and dedication and faith in yourself and God, you can do anything. And it does not mean your parents have to have 6 figures or you have to live in a mansion. What really determines your success or your aptitude and what you achieve is yourselves. And I know you hear that every day at Girls High, but I stand here as an example of that for you. Finally, we're here till 2 o'clock, and I opened a Center for Health Equity, which is not far from here at 2001 West Lehigh Avenue, 21st and Lehigh. It's across from Dobbins. And if for some reason you didn't get vaccinated today, you can always come find me at my office. All right? I wish you the best. God bless you. We save lives? Yes.